Hello po sa ating lahat. In this video, we are going to learn about coefficient of determination and standard error of the estimate. This is chapter 8.3 of quantitative data analysis. So in this lesson, we are going to understand the concept of the standard error of the estimate and how it is used to assess the accuracy of predictions made by a regression model. Learn how to calculate the standard error of estimate from data and regression equations. Explore the relationship between determinations such as coefficient of determination r squared and the standard error of estimate. So what is coefficient of determination? So it is a statistical measure that explains how well the regression model fits the data. So there are three interpretations of r squared. First is if r squared is equal to 1, this means that 100% of the variance in the dependent variable is explained by the independent variables. So the model perfectly predicts the independent variable. Okay, second is if r squared is equal to 0, this means that none of the variance in the dependent variable is explained by the independent variables. Okay, the model does not help in predicting the dependent variable. And last is if r squared is between 0 and 1, okay, for example, and r squared of 0.8 means that 80% of the variance in the dependent variable is explained by the model, while 20% is due to other factors or random noise. So formula for r squared is equal to 1 minus SSS sub residual all over SS sub total, where SS sub residual is the sum of squared residuals and SS sub total is the total sum of squares, the variance of the observed values around their mean. So what is standard error of the estimate, RC? So it is a measure of the accuracy of predictions made by a regression model. It represents the average distance that the observed values fall from the regression line. So what does C tell us? Smaller C indicates that the regression line is a good fit for the data, meaning the model's predictions are close to the observed values. Larger C means that there is more variability in the data that isn't explained by the regression model. So this implies that predictions maybe the model are more spread out from the actual data points. So formula for C is equal to the square root of the summation of y sub observed minus y sub predicted all over n minus k, where y sub observed are the actual data points, y sub predicted are the values predicted by the regression model, n is the number of data points, and k is the number of predictors in the model for simple linear regression. So if we are using two predictors, excuse me, then our k is equal to 2. Okay, there are 5 steps in finding coefficient determination. First step is we need to find the regression line. So we need to find the equation of the line. Y is equal to a plus bx, where a is the slope, b is the slope, a is the y-intercept. So we are using this formula for b, for finding b, and finding a. Then we need to find first the summation of x, the summation of y, summation of xy, and summation of x squared. So, summation of x, add lang po natin yung lahat ng number na nasa column x. Summation of y, add lang po natin lahat ng number na nasa column y. Then, for the summation of x and y, so paano ba nakuha yan? 3. So, 1 times 3, that is 3. 2 times 5, that is 10. 3 times 7, 21. 4 times 9, 36. And 5 times 11, 55. Then, summation of x and y sa third column is 125. And for summation of x squared, i-raise lang po natin ng 2 yung x natin. So, 1 raised to 2, that is 1. 2 raised to 2, that is 4. And so on. Since we have already the given value of the summation of x, summation of y, summation of x and y, and the summation of x squared, using 5 data points, okay, all we need to do here is to substitute the given value to this formula so that we can get the value of b. So before we get the value of b, we need to first find the value of b. So our b here is equal to 2 and our a is equal to 1. So therefore our regression line is y is equal to 1 plus 2x. So ito yung gagamitin natin sa paghanap ng predicted values. So for step 2, calculate the predicted values. Okay, for the third column, substitute lang po natin yung value ni x sa first column. So 2 times 1 plus 3, plus 1, that is 3. And 2 times 2 plus 1, that is 5. 2 times 3 plus 1, that is 7. 2 times 4 plus 1, that is 9. 2 times 5 plus 1, that is 11. So that would be our predicted y values. And for our step 3, calculate the total sum of squares, our SST. Ito yung hanapin natin para makuha natin yung value ni r squared. The only need to do here is to add all the predicted value of y. 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11. Then divide by 5. So that is equal to 7. Then substitute lang po natin sa formula. Yung y observed natin is 3 and y predicted natin is y dash natin is 7. So our SST here is equal to 40. And for step 4, we need to find the value of SSE. So paano ba gagawin yan? So subtract lang natin si y and si y predicted. Sa first column, isa-subtract lang natin yung first row and yung nakuha natin y predicted value. So 3 minus 3, that is 0. 5 minus 5, that is 0. 7 minus 7, 0. And so on. So our SST here is equal to 0. Then, since we have already given value of SSE, kuha natin yung value ni SSE at saka value ni SST. All we need to do here is to substitute the given value of SSE and SST. So our SSE is 0, SST is 40. So 0 divided 40, that is 0. 1 minus 0, that is 1. So our r squared here is equal to 1. Okay, since the SSE is 0, okay, that means that regression line perfectly fits the data and the r squared value is 1. Okay, this indicates that 100% of the variance in y is explained by the regression model. Now to calculate C, we use that formula. C is equal to the square root of the summation of y observed plus y predicted all over n minus k. So we are using the regression line, yung nakuha natin kanina. So just subtract y predicted and y observed and y predicted. So 3 minus 3, that is 0, and 5 minus 5, that is 0, 7 minus 7, 0, 8, 9 minus 9, 0, and 11 minus 11, 0. So our S or C here is equal to 0. Okay, our y observed and y predicted is 0. So 0 divide 3, that is 0. So y minus 2 because we are using two predictors, 5 minus 2. So our SSE is 0 in this case. So this means that there is no error between the observed and predicted values. So our regression model is perfectly fit to the data. So that would be all in this lesson. Hope you have learned something from this video, and if you have any comment, suggestion, or any clarification, comment nyo lang po sa baba. Maraming salamat po sa pakikinig and God bless po sa inyong lahat.